Welcome to Scorpion Crawler 2.0. If you're not familiar with this thing, then you got a lot of catching up to do. You should go watch the Scorpion Crawler series. But this is the Jeep that I built probably 5 or 6 years ago now to be my everyday crawler. Like before this Jeep, I didn't really have something that was hardcore, and this is what I built to have something hardcore. So this is called the Scorpion, and I blame Colt for what happened to it. Colt, I don't know what happened to it, but we were wheeling one of the first times I met him. Actually, he had brought me the FC, if you remember, and he picked up a Samurai, and we went wheeling out at Windrock, and we were going up the trail, and all of a sudden the motor blew, and there's a big giant hole in it. I'll show you here in a second. But it's time to get this thing going again. What are we gonna do to it? Well, I wanna do rear steer and 1-tons. The whole point of this project was to show that it could be done. These are TJ axles. The front's a TJ Rubicon Dana 44 and the rear is a Cherokee Dana 44. And people said it couldn't be done, and I wanted to prove them wrong. Anyway, I feel like I've accomplished that. If you've watched any of the videos of what this thing has done, it's been amazing. And now I want to step up once again and go places that you can only go in rear steer buggies. So we're going to convert this thing over to bigger axles, rear steer, and we're going to upgrade the motor. Actually, we're not going to upgrade it, we're just going to replace the motor at the same time. Let's take a look at this thing. It's literally been sitting right here for almost 2 years now in my yard. Yeah, so here it is. The tires are all kerflated. The engine is all kerbobbled. Oh man. Let's take a look, see if you can see this. Do you see anything wrong with the engine in there? I mean, I can't really see anything wrong. Looks okay to me. I mean, it is called a 4-point hole, so you gotta see the inside of this thing. So it's kind of full of leaves. I've had a cover on it, but mice and rats have been making homes in there. I'm pretty sure Bobby lives in there, little Bobby the mouse. Yeah, it smells great in there. It's kind of like an oak tea smell. What is that? Oh! Thought he grabbed me for a second. That's gonna need a little fixer-upper right there. I'm pretty sure that's black mold. Rear tires are still holding there. For some reason the front decided it was gonna go flat. You guys gotta see this side though. This side, I think during that rollover, it took a beating. Found it! Woohoo! My panel got messed up. I'm gonna have to get that, fix it, or make a new one anyway. Another flat tire over here. Who knows what the ORI's situation is. Looks like the air filter has this cover on it. Hopefully it's probably got some gray mold in there. Look at that though, little hidden Scorpion accents there. You remember this guy, don't you? Oh yeah. Look at this Trail to SEMA sticker. So pretty. A lot of people think that this is black, but it is definitely not black. It's green sparkle, but it came out a lot darker than I had wanted. So I think when I go to redo this Jeep, I want to paint it back brighter. My goal was for it to be a bass boat green, like flake bass boat color, but turned out so much darker than that. You guys like my tiny house build? That's another project in the works that'll never get finished. I'm afraid to lift this seat up. I can't lift it, but there's a subwoofer and an amp under there. The problem with this build from the beginning though was that when you get too much water in here, like when you're washing it, the water would build up right here and just flow over into the subwoofer and to the amp. So yeah, anyway, hope the gas is still good. And my Scorpion got a little a little dented in. At some point I backed into a tree or something. That's so unfortunate. If you have a laser cutter, let me know. I'm gonna need a new one of those, I think. The guy that did this, though, did it by hand. I would feel really bad asking him to recreate that, because that probably took him forever to do. As far as I know, the axles are still intact and everything's good there, but we're going to be putting new ones in, so hopefully the exhaust will stay the same and the geometry of the suspension should stay the same, I hope. But my goal for today is to figure out how to get some air in these tires. I need to make a few measurements, because Fusion wants to know the measurements for the new axles that we're going to be putting in here. And yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how to get this down the hill, probably 60 yards down there, into the shop with no steering, not being able to start it. Maybe I should just put it on a trailer and drag it down there and unload it off the trailer again. You guys hear that? It's making a noise. What is that? It's haunted. I think something's living in there. There's a mole moling down into my axle. Alright, it's starting to look better already, huh? I just love the stance of this thing. The stance of it just looks really good. It's always been my favorite part of the Scorpion. Somebody's calling me. What do they want? Suspected spam. Why? Why do they want to talk to me? So what I really want is my digital angle finder, and I typically keep it right there on this wall, and it's not there, so that's super annoying. It's starting to get dark and cold out there. My shop is a complete disaster. But look what I did find. That's my side panel piece. Look how dented that thing is, man. That took a gnarly hit. I don't know if that can be fixed. I think I'll hang this up on the wall in my new shop and build another. What do you think? Any of you guys ever do this? This is how I end up with multiple tools. It's because I lose one and then I just go ahead and buy another one on Amazon. By the time it gets here, I usually find the one that I was looking for. Dang it, I don't see it anywhere. So usually what I do in these situations is I just start cleaning the shop until I find the tool that I'm looking for. Sometimes I never find it. I know some of you are super clean freaks and you're like, Matt, how do you manage with such a nasty, messed up work environment? And then some other people are like, hey, Matt, how do you keep your shop so clean? Which one are you? Is this a dirty environment or is this a clean environment? Anyway, I'm gonna start cleaning until I find this sucker. It's probably gonna be in the most random spot. Am I the only one who deals with these problems? Is it just me? Sometimes I feel like I'm alone because you guys can't talk back to me and say, hey, don't worry, happens to me all the time. I don't know. I found my angle finder. Yay. I didn't get much of my shop clean though because I found it right away. So I need to take a baseline measurement off something flat, maybe the skid rocker here or the skid plate, and then measure my angles, send those off to Fusion so they can start building the axles, And then next, we're gonna go to Rick, the Jeep Doc's place, and pick up the motor for this. Are you ready for that? Let's do it. Alright, so it's Friday. I've got Hope with me. Ella. Say hi. We are on our way to the Jeep Doc's place, which he lives up by Washington, D.C. So from Tennessee, it's about 7 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And Hope picked the greatest day to travel.
Oh my gosh, I totally told him in 2 weeks it'd be more appropriate. And he picked the only place that's going to be snowing.
So we've just been driving in snow this whole time. It's all good now.
I'm not even talking to you for the rest of the trip.
Why did you decide to live in such a cold environment?
It's beautiful out here.
And you're in shorts?
Yeah.
Look at this. I'm gonna make a snow angel.
We'll do some crazy stuff tomorrow.
How's it going?
Good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hey, I like those grills. That's nice.
Howdy.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good.
Good, it's good to see you.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. That thing's clean.
Yes, sir.
I think it's too clean for the Scorpion.
Nah. Oh.
You said we're eating?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Come on.
Alright, so quick update. Yesterday we went to Washington, D.C.
That was
I thought we were going to maybe film some stuff, but it was 20 degrees, maybe 19 degrees with a wind chill of negative something.
It was freezing.
But the weather's not much better today, so it's really cold in here. What's the temperature out there?
Temperature outside right now is 18 degrees.
18 degrees, and it's about 18 and a half in here.
Yeah. It's more than the 20s. Maybe.
So, tell me about this engine. Where did it come from? What's going on?
So, the whole thing was when I built my scrambler, I wanted to put a 4-liter in it just to get fuel injection and reliability. So, I had a 2001 Jeep Cherokee, and I decided, let's scrap that and just take everything out of it and put it in the scrambler.
So this was the original engine in the 2001?
Yeah, in 2001 Jeep Cherokee, coil unplugged. And yeah, so that was a rust bucket. So I ended up taking this engine and transmission out of it and swapping it into the scrambler here.
So why are you taking it out here though?
So the whole thing, I wanted to wheel this Jeep on light trails and everything. And I decided to put this engine in, and then I decided to take it out. I wanted a crawler, and I really didn't want to beat this CJ8 tub up at first. Now I do.
So you're wanting to take this and turn it into a rock crawler?
It's going to be turned into a rock crawler, which is why the engine is back out of it. And
You're going to put a
6-liter. 6-liter and 1 tons.
So if you're not familiar with this channel, it's the Jeep Doc TV now, right?
Yeah, it's changed now. We had some technical difficulties with a guy in Korea, so we changed the name. It's a little bit easier to find now, and yes, it's sort of the same, but just add
The
TV.
Jeep Doc TV, and if you want to see the Scrambler build, go check out his channel.
Right, that's
And,
coming up soon.
So he offered this motor up for the Scorpion, so I'm going to take it home and put it in the Scorpion, which of course you know the motor blew in that. So we need to do a few things to this first, and then we're going to put it in the truck, and I'll take it home with me.
Yep, and he'll be home in 3 minutes.
That's a pretty blue engine. Did you paint it that way?
Yep, that's my favorite color, and sea blue.
That's a good looking motor. Are you sure you want to get rid of it?
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever even been off-road.
Probably not. Probably not.
It's too clean.
Well,
I'm gonna feel bad to get it dirty.
You can fix it.
Well, that was a struggle. I think my fingers are about to fall off.
Mine are blue.
They look red.
Maybe.
Alright, we're back in Tennessee now. The weather is beautiful today. It's going to be about 55 today. So the plan is going to be to take this thing down into my shop. I'm going to put the engine into the shop first, and then we're going to try to figure out how to get the Scorpion in facing the back of the shop. I'm not going to build this in the new part of the shop because, as you know, if you start building something in an area that's not finished yet, it's never going to get finished. Like if you move into a house that's not finished, it'll never be finished. If you start building a Jeep in a shop that's not finished, it'll never get finished. Anyway, that's the goal for today, and then we'll get this thing put in. Here's one of those tips that once people find out, they're like, I've been wasting my whole life, man. You don't have to jack that thing up. You can just do this. We have a slight problem, and then I can't get my tailgate open. Maybe if I lift this up a little bit off the tailgate. There we go. Huh. Now I have another problem. Are you coming to rescue me?
I guess so. It's hard to see. I feel like I pay attention to this example. Is this okay?
Yeah, will it go down all the way?
See?
Okay.
Okay, now what?
Now just keep this straight because it wants to turn.
Okay.